By the time you sit down to begin, you have already lost the morning. Not to laziness, to noise. You reached for the phone before you were even awake. You let the loudest message decide what mattered. You met the whole world before you ever met yourself. The samurai trained for the opposite. They called it shugyō, sustained and deliberate practice, and the work began before the sun did. If that word has come up here before, this is what it looks like worn into 7 daily habits. Here are 7 things disciplined samurai did before sunrise. The last one is the one almost everyone skips. Shugyō is not a morning routine. A routine is built to make your day productive. Shugyō is built to make the person unshakable. One serves the day. The other serves whoever has to walk into it. Every practice here lives inside that single idea. The first is the silent minute. They called it mokuso, silent meditation. A kendo student sits before he is allowed to lift the sword. Eyes closed, he counts 4 slow breaths, and only then does the training begin. The mind that starts the day reacting will keep reacting all day. A few breaths of silence sets the order. You first, everything else after. Before your feet touch the floor, take 4 slow breaths with your eyes closed. That one is the simplest. The next asks you to do almost nothing, and most people still cannot. The second is first light. Slide open the screen. Sit in the early light without moving. You are not resting. You are letting the day arrive on your terms. Morning light tells the body the day has begun before the mind starts arguing about it. You borrow that steadiness for free. Sit in natural light for 2 minutes before you touch a screen. That settles the body. The next one asks something of the hands. The third is one form, done once. They called it kata, a fixed form, repeated. A swordsman who has trained for 30 years still begins with a single basic cut, not the advanced ones. The first one, done once, done well. The basic cut does not become easy. It becomes honest, showing exactly what remains to be earned. Repeating one fundamental keeps the whole foundation alive. Mastery is not adding more. It is keeping the basics sharp. Do 1 repetition of a single basic skill in your craft, slowly, before anything else. That trains the hands. The next one trains something easier to ignore. The things you touch every day. The fourth is the care of small things. Before sunrise, the warrior wipes down a blade he did not use. There is no battle coming. He cleans it anyway. How you treat the smallest tool is how you treat yourself. Care given to the dull and the mundane is the quality the samurai called teine, thoroughness offered when no one is watching. Clean or set one object you depend on, with full attention. 4 practices in, you might think this is a list of things to do. It is not. These are not steps you complete to earn a good day. The good day is not the point. Each one of these is shugyō itself. The training and the goal are the same thing. You are not preparing to become disciplined. The doing is the discipline. You do not rise before the sun to get ahead of the day. You rise to meet yourself before the world reaches you. Read the rest with that in mind. These are not tasks. They are the shape the practice takes. The 5th is 80%. At the morning meal, you stop while you are still a little hungry, not full, 1 bite early, on purpose. The samurai called this hara, hachi, eating to roughly 8 parts in 10. Stopping before fullness keeps the body light and the mind clear through the whole morning. At your first meal, stop while you could still eat a little more. That keeps the body clear. The next one turns inward, and it stings a little. The 6th is the honest look. Before the new day begins, look back at the last one and name, without excuse, the single place you fell short. This is hansei, honest self-reflection. It is not punishment. One clear look at where you missed, and one correction to carry forward. Growth needs the truth more than it needs comfort. Name one thing you did poorly yesterday, and one small way to do it better today. That faces what is behind you. The last one decides everything in front of you, and it is the one almost everyone walks straight past. The seventh is the threshold. At the gate, before stepping out, the samurai stops. One breath. He does not rush through the doorway. He crosses it on purpose. The samurai understood that crossing a threshold was not automatic. At the gate, that small stop becomes the most important act of the morning. The moment you step into the day is usually the moment you surrender it. Most mornings, the door closes behind you before you noticed you had already surrendered the morning, answering something before you had even crossed the threshold. A single pause at the threshold turns crossing over into a choice. Everything you built in the dark is either protected here or lost here. Stop for one breath at your front door before you leave and decide who is walking through it. None of these makes the morning easier. That was not the aim. Shugyō does not hand you a better day. It builds a self that can meet whatever the day brings. 7 small practices, repeated before the light. Not to get ahead, to be ready. Of these 7, which one did you quietly skip past because it felt too small to matter? That is usually the one. Tell me below. Thank you for being here. Somewhere a screen slides open. A figure stands at the gate. One breath held, the cold of the morning on his face. And then he steps through.